All religions are the same. All religions are the same in the sense that they attempt to answer the questions of power and meaning. They all promise power to control life and circumstances and to explain life and death. They all claim to have the truth. They all claim superiority over each other. They all compare and compete with each other. They all demand adherence to their particular belief system while denying the others. They all are motivated by contention and usually thrive in an isolated culture that excludes other segments of humanity. In fact, all religions seem to glory in a spirit of segregation and separatism. Rather than uniting humanity with common power and knowledge of purpose, religion has proven itself instead to be the great divider of mankind. The non-religious answer: this is not a religious book but a book about a concept that was introduced at the beginning of the creation of man. That concept is the source of the human search, and its absence is the reason why man invented religion. Before I can attempt to discuss this dynamic concept, it is necessary to refer to the document where it was first introduced. In the Book of Beginnings, the first book of Moses, the great Hebrew writer and freedom fighter. These words explain the reason for mankind's search for purpose and power. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over the cattle, over all the earth and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." Genesis chapter 1:26 NKJV. Emphasis added. This statement documents the most important declaration ever made regarding mankind. It declares the motivation, nature, purpose, and mandate behind mankind's creation. As this statement makes clear, dominion is the purpose for man's creation and existence. The word dominion here translates the Hebrew word mamlaka, which can also be translated as kingdom, sovereign rule, or royal power. In essence, mankind was created to have rulership over the earth. The first thing man was given by his Creator was a kingdom. This initial assignment and mandate of kingdom is the Creator's primary purpose and motivation for his human creatures. Dominion sets the framework for all the desires, passions, and activities of mankind and is the key to his fulfillment and personal and corporate peace. It is also the foundation and source of his need to control and rule his environment and circumstances. It is this kingdom mandate that validates man's desire for power. Power is natural to the human spirit. The loss of power, mankind's failure through disobedience to his Creator, resulted in the loss of his dominion over the earth. He lost his kingdom mandate, his gift of divine power. In short, man lost his kingdom. It is important to note here that when man fell from grace, he lost a kingdom, not a religion. He lost dominion over the earth. He did not lose heaven. Therefore, mankind's search is not for a religion or for heaven, but for his kingdom. This is why religion can never satisfy the deep hunger in the heart of man. Religion is itself the search. No religion can substitute for the kingdom or fill the vacuum in man's soul. The hunger of the human heart is for the lost kingdom. The message of the Bible. A careful and honest look at the biblical script will reveal that the fundamental message of this greatly misunderstood book is about a king and a kingdom. The Bible is not primarily about a religion or rituals, but about the establishment of a kingdom rulership on this planet from the heavenly realm. It is about a divine project of governing earth from heaven through mankind. In practical terms, the Bible is about a royal family mandated to colonize earth from heaven. This kingdom assignment is the priority of God the Creator and the object of mankind's inherent pursuit. Misunderstanding Jesus. I believe no one who has ever lived has been misunderstood more than the young teacher who happened to be born, not by preference but by promise, through the line of the Old Testament Hebrew patriarch Abraham, Jesus the Christ. Misunderstanding Jesus has caused Muslims to reject him, Hindus to suspect him, Buddhists to ignore him, atheists to hate him, and agnostics to deny him. But it just may be those who claim to represent him the most, Christians, who have in fact misunderstood and, therefore, misrepresented him the most. If my last statement sounds outlandish and way off the mark to you, let me encourage you to read the rest of this book before closing your mind to this possibility. In my own life I have had to come to grips with my own personal defects related to my understanding of Jesus and his message. This book will demonstrate beyond doubt that Jesus' message, assignment, passion, and purpose were not to establish a religion of rituals and rules but rather to reintroduce a kingdom. Everything Jesus said and did, his prayers, teachings, healings, and miracles, was focused on a kingdom, not a religion. Jesus was preoccupied with the kingdom. It was his top priority, his heavenly mandate. Those to whom he came first, the Jews, misunderstood Jesus and saw him as a rebel, a misfit, and a fanatic. In their minds he was, at best, a misguided rabbinical teacher spreading heresies that contaminated the teachings and laws of Moses and Judaism. In truth, they had reduced the message of Moses to a sophisticated religion where strict observance of the laws became more important than the original purpose for those laws, and they expected Jesus to do the same. The original intent of God's mandate to Moses was not to establish a religion but a nation of people who would love, serve, and honor God, a royal priesthood, and a holy nation. See 1 Pet 2:9. The Muslim misunderstands him as simply another in a line of prophets who was a great teacher, a good man, and a great prophet, but who fell short and failed to deliver the finished work of redemption to mankind. The Hindu misunderstands him as a good teacher, a good man, and just another deity to add to their list of gods to provide a service in their need for spiritual security. The atheist, agnostic, and humanist see him as a mere man, an historical figure, whom a group of misguided men transformed into a god and an object of worship. They acknowledge that Jesus existed but deny any of his miracles as well as his claim to divinity. The media, scientists, and secularists see him as fair game for investigation and criticism. They acknowledge him as an interesting subject for arguments, theories, discussion, and debates while ignoring his divine claims and questioning his validity, integrity, and sometimes his very existence. Christians have misunderstood him as the founder of religion and have transformed his teachings and his methods into customs and his activities into rituals. Many even have reduced his message to nothing more than an escapist plan for getting to heaven and his promises as a mere fire insurance policy for escaping the pains of a tormenting hell. And yet a simple study and review of his message and priority reveals that Jesus had only one message, one mandate, and one mission: the return of the kingdom of heaven to earth. From the very beginning, Jesus made it clear that the principal need of the human race, and the only solution to mankind's dilemma, was the kingdom of heaven. His first public statements reveal this kingdom priority. From that time on, Jesus began to preach, "Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is near." Matthew chapter 4:17. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Matthew chapter 5:3. Jesus' first announcement was the arrival of the kingdom of heaven. His solution to the malnourished and bankrupt human spirit was not a religion but the kingdom of heaven. In other words, if you are spiritually poor, only the kingdom will satisfy and fulfill your hunger. The kingdom is God's priority and must become our priority if we are to overcome the confusion of religions and the threat of self-destruction.